Did you know that taking just 10,000 steps a day can drastically improve your heart health, boost your mood, and maybe even help you live longer? Sure, you could run a marathon, but why not take the scenic route, 10,000 steps at a time? Hey, and welcome to It's All About Your Wellness. So here's the scoop. I decided to commit to walking 10,000 steps every single day for a month. Why? Well, my smartwatch kept buzzing, nagging me to move, and I thought, why not? I wanted to test if this much recommended daily goal would actually make a difference in my health, mood, and general outlook. Spoiler alert, it did, but the journey wasn't all roses. More like some sore feet, a few questionable walk breaks during work calls, and eventually a surprising amount of joy. The challenge begins. 10,000 steps is a lot. At first, I underestimated this whole 10,000 step thing. It's walking, I thought. Easy. Let's just say by the end of the first week, I had revised that sentiment. Finding time to fit in around 5 miles of walking daily was no joke. Between work, errands, and the usual things life throws your way, adding 10,000 steps isn't something you can just squeeze in while waiting for the coffee to brew. The first few days were brutal. My legs felt heavy, and the constant alerts from my smartwatch reminding me to move every hour were already getting old. But after that initial shock, I started figuring out some creative ways to rack up the steps, pacing during calls, parking a little farther away, and opting for the stairs. Ouch. Despite my grumbling, I could already feel some subtle changes. I slept better and felt a bit more energized each morning. Still, I wasn't sold. Sticking to the routine, small wins and a few laughs, walking became part of my daily rhythm as I settled into the second week. I set out each day with a mission to make it to that magical 10,000 mark. I found myself looking for excuses to get up and go for a quick stroll, whether it was to get a snack or check the mailbox, several times a day. It sounds silly, but these small walks were refreshing breaks, a chance to stretch my legs and let my mind breathe. Walking in different places also added some excitement. I explored my neighborhood more thoroughly and noticed things I'd never seen before, like a cute bench I'd always walked past without a second glance. And I discovered the beauty of podcasts. Walking with a podcast felt like spending time with a friend, just one who lets me do all the listening. Then there was my newfound ability to relate to dog owners who walk their pets regularly. Even though I didn't have a furry friend, I felt like part of the club. I did get a few odd looks as I wandered around, seemingly aimless during those early morning strolls. Breakthrough moment. The day I hit 15,000 steps. About halfway through the challenge, something unexpected happened. I hit 15,000 steps without even realizing it. There was no special occasion, no big hike planned. It was just a day where I had errands, a few walks with friends, and of course the now standard pacing during work calls. At that moment, I realized that my body had adapted. 10,000 steps were no longer daunting, but almost second nature. That day marked a shift in my mindset. Walking had become more than a challenge. It was a habit. I started to notice that I was feeling healthier, and I had a consistent boost in mood that made daily life a little brighter. Sure, there were still days where my legs felt like lead or I was pressed for time, but I'd gotten hooked on the rhythm and calmness of walking. Final takeaways. Was 10,000 steps a day worth it? As the month came to a close, I was pleasantly surprised by the results. First, I'd shed a few pounds without really trying. That was an added bonus, but the more valuable benefits were harder to measure. My mental clarity had improved. I could focus on work longer and was less stressed out. I even found myself looking forward to these walks as a chance to clear my head and break away from the noise. The month taught me that consistency is powerful. 10,000 steps each day might seem arbitrary, and yes, science debates the ideal number, but sticking to a goal, even a walking goal, builds discipline and proves that small steps add up. Walking turned into a small act of self-care, and I loved how it broke up my day. Plus, walking gave me an excuse to get outside, and I've grown to appreciate just taking time for myself, even if it's just 30 minutes on a cloudy afternoon. So here's my challenge to you. Have you tried the 10,000 steps a day challenge? If not, it's worth a shot. Start small, try it for a week, and see how you feel. Walking doesn't require fancy equipment, just a comfortable pair of shoes and some determination. Leave a comment below about your own fitness goals, or if you've done the 10,000 step challenge, share your experience. After all, a journey of 10,000 steps begins, well, you get it, Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss our future videos around your health and wellness.